Hi, everyone, and welcome to all of you joining us in person and online to the 6th Annual Butterfly Ball hosted by the Alana Rose Foundation. My name is Kim Whitmore. I'm one of the co-founders of the Alana Rose Foundation, and on behalf of me, my husband Corey, and our kids Quentin, Christian, and of course Alana, we welcome you here today. This is a photo from last year's Butterfly Ball. Raise your hand in the room if you were at last year's event. Shout out to repeat people. Thank you for being here. We're so grateful to have you here. We are excited for yet another amazing and unforgettable evening where we will not only honor our babies that we wish were here, but celebrate the lives that they had, raise money to support families who go through the unimaginable, and also have a little bit of fun, dance a little, drink a little, and just enjoy time together in community. So we're so grateful to have you all here. So this is our daughter, Alana, our beautiful girl, Alana Rose Whitmore. She was stillborn on Tuesday, February 26th of 2019, a day that forever changed my life, my family's lives, and all those who care and support our family. At 3:14 a.m., we brought her into this world. She weighed 4 pounds, 1 ounce, and was 18 inches of beautiful. We miss her every day. She is still loved, still missed, still remembered, still born, but still born. We host this annual fundraiser in February every year because of the correspondence with our daughter's birthday. So for us and our family, this is her birthday party that we get to throw for her. And so I want to take a moment, and I forgot to tell Shekinah I needed her for this. I'm going to pull Shekinah back up. Sorry, Shekinah, she's like eating now. It would really do my heart a lot of joy if we could all join Shekinah in singing happy birthday to our daughter today. If you attended balls in the past, we always had one of our kids play a song for happy birthday for our daughter. But as you imagine, they're growing up and they're really embarrassed by their parents and don't want to be out there in the world like this. So it's part of how siblings grow and change in the way they grieve. So I thought, what a better way to say happy birthday than to have Shekinah sing, and we encourage you to join along. So happy birthday to our sweet baby girl, Lana. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alana. Happy birthday to you. Thank you all so much. Whew. Okay. So this year's theme, if you can't notice from all the decor around us, is Among the Clouds. And we are so excited for our keynote speakers today. Katie Flynn, who's now married, and I just don't speak her real last name anymore because she's always Katie Flynn to me, and her amazing husband, Tim, who are joining us here today representing their organization, Siblings Among the Clouds. We thank all the board members from Siblings Among the Clouds who are here to join us today as well. We appreciate your support and sharing Katie with us today. Siblings Among the Clouds, you're going to learn more about when Katie speaks, but their focus is on sibling grief. And so our theme today is really to highlight and talk about the impact of pregnancy and infant loss on other kids. I think we often think about, the mother at first. I think everyone thinks of, oh, the poor mom, how hard that must be. But we know that dads grieve too. Grandmas grieve, grandpas, uncles, aunts, friends. And we often forget about the kids. Not just the kids who were living when their baby brother or sister passed, but the kids who come after and are entering into this world in a space that should have older, bigger brothers and sisters. And so I want to just take a moment in my opening remarks to share a little bit about our experience with our children. And don't tell them I'm talking about them or they'll be really mad at me. So wait till you have teenagers, guys. So this is our family 6 years ago. The picture on the left was taken on Saturday on our way to our baby sprinkle that my bestie Erica threw for me in Oak Creek. Just a few days before the worst day of our lives. So that was Saturday. We took our maternity photos. We were all so excited. Our boys were already in love with their baby sister. Fast forward 48 hours. And the picture on the right is our family 48 hours later. After celebrating our daughter, having her baby sprinkle, instead we were grieving her death. What I love about this photo is you can see the different emotions and reactions from each member of our family and how they grieved. You can see me as a mother in awe of her beauty. Whew. I usually make it through these. You can see my husband, stoic, but so heartbroken. You can see our son, Quentin, who's just 10 years old, so sad and confused and missing his baby sister. And then there's Christian, who was 5 years old and was just excited to have his picture taken and gave the greatest smile ever with his sweet, sweet face. And I think it just shows how at different stages and different ages, kids process death differently. And those of you who've lost a child and have siblings know that it changes over time. The initial grief, they process at the developmental level that they're at that time, but as they grow, that changes and it shifts. This next photo just shows some of the moments early on after Alana died. The photo on the far right is my son Quentin, again 10 years old, with a beautiful bear that my friend Britta had made for Alana, and he slept with that bear every night. The photo on the left is our son Christian decorating a balloon with flowers and butterflies to release on the day we celebrated her life as a family. The photo on the top is them making crafts. I think we had butterflies drawn and colored in our house every day for at least 3 months. And Christian did a lot of art therapy, drawing pictures to talk about and express his emotions around his baby sister. And the photo on the bottom is Legos, spelling Alana, W, that Quentin made in his first therapy session that he had as he had to process his grief. And so it's just a little snapshot into what that grief can look like. And I know you're going to see a little bit more of that later with Katie's speech and a video that she's going to share with us today. But the next photo is us at the very first butterfly ball. Raise your hand in the room if you're at the very first butterfly ball. Love it. Thank you guys so much for being there from the beginning. I feel like we need awards for people who've been at every one. But we've grown a lot as a family. We have grown so much together through this work we do as a foundation. And it really, I think this foundation work allows us as a family to continue to honor her, to do something with our grief that is meaningful and just feels a lot better than just being sad all the time. So I want to talk a little bit about the Alana Rose Foundation. So the mission of the Alana Rose Foundation is to help raise awareness and to provide hope, healing, and support to other families who experience pregnancy and infant loss. We do lots of different things. I'm going to go really fast with this because I really want to get us out on time so we can dance and enjoy the night. The first photo here is our angel gown program. So this is actually a dress that my dear mother sewed for me for my wedding gown. That was a burial gown for our daughter Alana. And it's something that was so special to me to be able to have my daughter wear my wedding dress in not the way I envisioned, but in a special way, that we continue to collect donated wedding dresses and work with partners to create beautiful angel gowns for other babies. One of the other gifts we had when our daughter died was the opportunity to continue to hold her, to be physically present with her body after she passed so that we can make memories, take photos, grieve properly as a family. And we couldn't have done that without the support of a cuddle cot cooling system. That is something that not every hospital has. So one of the initiatives we have is to help raise funds to purchase those to make sure that hospitals and community birthing centers across our state have access to that as an option for families. This is a picture of us during the pandemic with our masks, gifting our cuddle cot to Meriter Hospital where Alana was born, so that they had a second one that was available because they're the largest birthing hospital in our state. And they often have more than one baby die at a time. And so how do you choose? right? We also have oops, I'm messing up my slides. Here we go. A virtual support group called Morning Coffee. And after many years of my husband nudging me to turn that into a podcast, I'm excited to announce that we're going to be doing that. We're going to be launching the podcast very soon and hope to bring on guests to talk and share about resources and sort of hot topics around bereavement and support. So make sure that you follow our socials for our first episode that will be released soon. We also do a lot of education and advocacy work. This is a picture of me with, or a picture of Alana at the state capitol, where we testified about the importance of the stillbirth tax credit to offset financial impacts that families who have a child who's stillborn have. I'll have to say tax season is a very triggering time for many bereaved parents, because when you are asked how many kids do you have, how many dependents, you can't claim them. And it's kind of another punch in the gut that they don't exist. They didn't matter. And so we want to make sure that families have that acknowledgement that their babies were real, they mattered, and to have some of that financial relief as well. We also do a lot of work raising awareness. I speak a lot to healthcare professionals and at community events. And this is a picture of our boys early on speaking on the radio about the foundation and the Crane Foundation that my son has, which is the Crane project that my son Quentin started. So this is a picture of Quentin just a few months after Alana died. He completed his 1,000th crane that he made. He had researched ways to grant wishes because his wish was to have his baby sister back. And so he found out about the legend of the origami cranes, that if you make 1,000, you get a wish granted by the gods. And so he was determined to make 1,000 cranes. We now sell those as ornaments for people to help raise money for the foundation, and as a symbol to families that they can hang on their Christmas trees or wherever they would like. A new project that Quentin has started, a new way as he's developed into his grief. He's now a sneakerhead. He's a teenager and has way more pairs of Jordans than any teenager should have. But he loves shoes, and he started a company called Laced for Life, where he makes custom shoelaces. And I talked to him about making some for me. And so I'm really excited that this is a picture, but I have them on in real life. So if you see me walking around, these are my Alana shoes. They're customized laces with our baby's name on it. And Quentin sells those. He can make laces, and proceeds of that go to the Alana Rose Foundation. So there's a table for those of you in person. Outside, you can look for more information and some examples. We also feature stories of love and loss through our blog to help people share their stories and talk about their babies. We host an annual Empty Stroller Awareness Walk during October, which is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. We support the International Wave of Light on October 15th. And we also have a very, unfortunately, popular burial support program. This is probably one of our most utilized programs that we have. We've, in the last 2 years since we've started this, have covered funeral and burial expenses for over 20 families who are newly bereaved. And it's just something that we can do to help offset that financial burden on families. We were very fortunate that when our daughter died, someone before us had donated a casket for her, and we were gifted that. So it was one less thing we had to worry about, one less thing we had to pay for, and we knew right away we wanted to pay that forward. And so we're very fortunate that through the work of the foundation and the generosity of our donors, we've so far been able to support everyone who's made a request. We know that as word spreads, that may not be the case, so we are continuing to try to grow that program as well. And then my dream someday that I'm slowly working on is our butterfly garden. We are really hoping to continue right now we're sort of in the silent phase of fundraising to have resources to create a healing center, a physical space for people to have grief retreats, to support each other, for us to do our work as a foundation in collaboration with our partners as well. And so overall, the work that we do is really about transforming families after loss, thinking about how do we help take something that is so horrible and traumatic and should never happen to anyone and turn it into something that fuels you for good, that helps you grow and heal, to become okay with the new people you are after loss, because it changes you. And so we're really grateful for all of you being here to support this work. We encourage you to stay connected to the work of the foundation, and you can learn more on our website at alanarose.org. So with that, I'm going to invite up our singer, Shekinah King, who's going to sing A beautiful song that we've selected for this evening called I Will Carry You, which is Audrey's song. And if you didn't get tissues from the table outside when you checked in, you might want to go grab some because it's so beautiful. But we're so grateful for Shekinah, and enjoy.
There were photographs I wanted to take. Things I wanted to show you. Sweet, sweet lullabies, wipe your teary eyes. Who could love you like this? People say I'm brave, but I'm not. Truth is, I'm barely hanging on. And there's a greater story written long before me, 'cause he loves you like this. So I will carry you while you are pretty, long before the empty cradles, through the coming years. And I will carry you and all your life. And I will praise the one who's chosen me to carry you. Such a short time, such a long road, all this madness, but I know that the silence has brought me to his voice. And he says, I've shown her photographs of time beginning, walked her through the parted seas, angel lullabies, no more teary eyes. Who could love her like this? And I will carry you while you are pretty, long before the empty cradles, through the coming years. And I will carry you and all your life. And I will praise the one who's chosen me to carry you.
Is something we can't and shouldn't do alone. That's one of the driving forces behind the creation of the Wisconsin Grief Collective. The Alana Rose Foundation and Healing Our Hearts, led by Felicia Turner Walton, co-founded the Wisconsin Grief Collective 2 years ago to help bring together other partner organizations in this space so that we can identify opportunities to work collectively together to have greater impact and support families across Wisconsin. I'm going to invite up one of our key partners in this work, which is Meritor Hospital, Unity Point Health Meritor, and the Pregnancy and Infant Loss Program. Michelle Schrader is someone who is very special to our family. She was one of the first people that we were interacting with at the hospital after Alana died. And to say that she comforted us and supported not just me, but my entire family in a way that I can't even express. She will forever have a place in my heart, and I'm so grateful that she continues to be supportive of the work we do and an amazing partner in the Grief Collective. So I welcome up Michelle Schrader.
My. For those I haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Michelle Schrader. I am the Family Care Clinical Nurse Specialist for the Birthing Center at Unity Point Health Meriter Hospital, and I coordinate our pregnancy and infant loss program across all areas of our hospital. I had the privilege of coming to know Kim and Corey and Quentin and Christian during their time at Unity Point Health Meriter in 2019, when Kim made a specific request for someone familiar with age-appropriate communication to be available to meet with Alana's big brothers, Quentin and Christian, regarding the events surrounding Alana's death. And that someone ended up being me. I am thankful to stay connected with their journey of loss and hope, of healing and transformation, and of advocacy and education, as we all gather to honor all angels in the clouds, including Alana Rose. I am privileged to be representing our perinatal loss care team of nurses, providers, nursing assistants and techs and aides, chaplains, social workers, security and switchboard staff, and program support staff, all of whom are dedicated to offering families compassionate care during a time of profound pain and grief, and our UPH Meriter Foundation and Community Relations colleagues, whose valuable partnership supports the care at the bedside and beyond. I would like to acknowledge those team members present this evening, each of whom brings a particular interest in and passion for this work. Corinda Rainey Moore is the Community Engagement Manager of our Community Relations Department, which partners with our Perinatal Services Division in wholeheartedly supporting sponsorship of this event. Corinda has graced us with her support of and presence at this event since the beginning. We are fortunate to have Kiana McKenzie working as a health unit coordinator in our neonatal intensive care unit for the past 2 years. She brings a wealth of experience and knowledge stemming from her 20-plus years as a doula, community midwife, and naturopathic doctor for Plain community families, and is passionate about creating and holding sacred space for babies and families as they navigate the deepest path to the heart. All 3 of our staff nurses attending this evening work on our labor and delivery unit, and each has cared directly for many families experiencing perinatal loss. Christina Anholt Neath has been a nurse with Meriter for just shy of 6 years. She is committed to and expertly offers unconditional love, acceptance, and a caring space for anyone experiencing the loss of their child. Crystal Griffin has worked at Meriter for 2.5 years staffing the night shift. She notes, as a Black nurse, it is an honor to be able to take care of all people, but especially people of color, when they are at their most vulnerable, providing a space of peace and clarity and comfort for them. Casey Grazen is also a night shift nurse working on the labor and delivery unit and has also been at Meriter for 2.5 years. This comment shared by her beautifully captures the essence of what our perinatal staff bring to their work with families. She says, I feel so privileged to care for families who are experiencing perinatal loss, because these families are not only entrusting me with the birth of their precious child, but also with all of their vulnerability that comes with that. I strive to create as many beautifully special moments as I can with and for the families to cherish as they navigate one of the most challenging times of their lives. Casey this evening is accompanied by her partner, Johnny Mendoza, who's a Madison police officer. and we extend our thanks for his support of this very important work undertaken by Casey and her coworkers. I would also like to acknowledge Lindsay Giese, who's our Director of Philanthropy at UPH Meritor Foundation since September of 2023. Although she is not able to be with us tonight, she asked me to convey her deep gratitude for the generosity of donors whose kindness provides comfort and support and love to patients and families experiencing pregnancy and infant loss. Perinatal loss touches so many people in so many ways, on so many different levels, both personally and professionally. As the state's largest birthing center with just under 5,000 babies born in 2024, we are privileged to be with parents and siblings and others during precious and sacred moments at times of birth and of loss. We at Unity Point Health Meritor continue to be inspired by and grateful for the opportunity to partner with the Whitmores and the Alana Rose Foundation in doing what we can to ease the journey while accompanying those experiencing a pregnancy or infant loss. Funds from this event in past years have allowed us to expand the resources we can offer to siblings, whom we are honoring in a special way at tonight's gathering. We continue to grow our interdisciplinary, across units, perinatal loss resource group, which Kiana and Christina and Crystal and Casey are all a part of, to expand the care and support that we offer to patients, their families, and our staff surrounding perinatal loss experiences throughout our hospital. I am so very blessed by the gift of knowing and honoring Alana Rose and her family, who continue to so generously open their hearts to help others who are experiencing a pregnancy or infant loss. To Kim and to Corey and to Quentin and Christian and Alana, please know how deeply we at Unity Point Health Meritor are grateful for you, for your work to make a difference for families experiencing a pregnancy or an infant loss, and for your partnership and support of our pregnancy and infant loss program. We wish you all, and all of those lives you are touching, continued health and wholeness and healing on your transformational journey. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. At this time, I also would love to invite any other of our partner organizations that are here tonight. If there's a representative from your organization that would like to take a moment to briefly talk about the work you do and introduce yourself. If you don't want to talk, that's okay. But if you do, if you could come up and just form a line at the stage, we'll have you come up and just share a couple minutes about the work you're doing. And we also want to encourage you to check out the booths that are out in the foyer area for those who are in person, and those of you online. We have information about all of our great partner organizations on our silent auction, and there's opportunities for you to donate to our partner organizations, and we'll be matching those donations as well. So we encourage you to support our local partners that are doing this work in such different ways and with a similar mission of supporting these families.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sensory Irving, and I'm a community healthcare worker with United WI. We are honored to be here tonight representing United WI at this meaningful event. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has gathered to honor and remember those with the stillborn. As partners with United WI, we are deeply committed to supporting families, communities at every stage of life, including moments of profound loss. We believe the power of community and compassion and bring healing and hope. Tonight we stand in solidarity with families who have experienced the unimaginable. Your strength and resilience are truly inspiring, and we are here to support you in every way we can. Together, we can create a network of support that uplifts and empowers our community. As we remember those we've lost, we also look forward to hope. Unite WI is dedicated to fostering environments where every family can find support, understanding, and a path of healing. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
Thank you for having us. We love you. Just love you guys.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Kluge, and I'm the president of Bereaved Parents of Madison. And I lost my daughter Violet in 2014. Our organization has just celebrated its 50th anniversary last year. We're an all volunteer-led organization made up of bereaved parents. We have a support group in Madison that meets monthly and has for 50 years. We also have a rainbow pregnancy group for families who are going on to have another baby after a loss. We provide free books to families that we'll just send to their house through our funding to read about different grief topics. And we also have an education and outreach branch that does speaking engagements at nursing schools and to health providers to talk about working with bereaved families. And so there's the bereaved parents going and talking about their experiences. We're hosting a storytelling event on March 15th to help families learn about healing through telling their own story and guide them through that process. And so we're just here to support for whatever families need as they process through their grief. So thank you so much.
Are there any other partner organizations that would like to say anything? No pressure? Okay. Well, if not, again, I encourage everyone in person and online to check out our silent auction to learn more about all the great partner organizations. We have over 40 organizations that are part of the Wisconsin Grief Collective, and we want to continue to grow that. So if you are aware of other organizations that are not connected to us, please continue to let folks know that we are trying to do this work together so that we can continue to support all families across the state who are experiencing pregnancy and infant loss. Next in our program, I'm excited to introduce Nicole Morales, who is going to be joining us from the Public Health of Madison and Dane County and presenting a little bit about the data so that we know what we're talking about. I think we know a little bit about our own personal experiences, but I'm a researcher by background, so I'm kind of a data nerd. So this is always a part of our program because I think it's really important for people to know the statistics, to know what we're talking about, and also to know the great work that our county health department is doing right here in Dane County to help support and prevent these losses from occurring in the first place. So I will invite Nicole up to share a few words.
Good evening. I just want to thank Kim and the Alana Rose Foundation for hosting us all for a wonderful evening of community, of remembrance, and really raising awareness about pregnancy, stillbirth, and infant loss. As Kim mentioned, my name is Nicole Morales, and I'm an epidemiologist with the local public health department for Dane County, and I study infant and maternal mortality prevention. And I'm going to spend just a few minutes just sort of sharing some local data as well as some community-based prevention initiatives that are happening in our area. Before I dive into the data, just a reminder to please take a break if you need to. And just a reminder for all of us that when we're talking about these data and these numbers, these represent real babies and real lives of families who were forever changed. So just kind of holding space for that as we chat about this. So high level and in absolute terms, Dane County sees nearly 30 infant deaths every year and nearly 30 stillbirths every single year. These numbers might seem small to you relative to the number of births we see in Dane County every year, which is between 5,000 and 6,000 births. These losses, these numbers, are very consistent and persistent year after year. In more relative terms, Dane County's infant mortality rate is 4.9 infant deaths per every 1,000 live births. This is a bit lower than or better than our national goal around infant mortality, which is 5. And when we look at fetal mortality or stillbirths, we see that Dane County's fetal mortality rate is 5.2 stillbirths for every 1,000 live births and fetal deaths. Again, this is better than our national goal around fetal mortality. But despite meeting these national goals as a county, we see very stark inequities when we break down this county-wide data by race and ethnicity in particular. We know when we look at data over the past decade that Indigenous, Black, and Latino babies experience persistently higher levels of mortality compared to Dane County babies overall. In contrast, when we look at Asian, Pacific Islander, and white babies, they experience similar levels of mortality compared to Dane County babies overall. And when we look at fetal mortality or stillbirths, we also see that Black babies experience persistently higher levels of fetal mortality compared to Dane County babies overall. And in recent years, stillbirths have increased among Asian, Pacific Islander, and Latino babies, especially over the last 5 or 6 years. And again, this is very much in contrast to what we see among white babies here in our county who experience similar levels of stillbirths overall. And here's another way to sort of visualize these racial inequities side by side. For every 1 white infant that we lost over the past 3 years, Asian and Pacific Islander babies were 1.5 times as likely to die before their first birthday. Hispanic and Latino babies were nearly 3 times as likely. Black and African American babies were nearly 4 times as likely. And our Indigenous, our American Indian babies were nearly 5 times as likely to die before their first birthday. To put this in really absolute terms, if we look at the last 5 years of complete data that we have, 57 additional babies of color could have celebrated their first birthdays if they had experienced the same lower mortality rates that white babies do. So what is being done to investigate these inequities, and how do we prevent these losses from occurring year after year? One way that public health is addressing this locally is through a committee called Fetal Infant Mortality Review, or FEMR. The factors that surround infant deaths and stillbirths are often very complex, very multi-layered, and involve a lot of different systems in our community. So public health coordinates our local fetal infant mortality review that meets 4 times a year to review infant deaths and stillbirths that happen in Dane County. And the people who comprise this committee come from many different sectors. They come from our health systems, they come from midwives and doulas, community health workers, public health professionals, as well as community members who themselves have experienced a loss. And the goal of this review committee is really to identify health, social, community level factors that may have contributed to deaths, and to sort of work towards a shared understanding of why these deaths occurred, and to identify ways that we can prevent and make recommendations to prevent future deaths. So why do stillbirths and infant deaths occur? These are just a few of the factors that continuously come up in FEMR in recent years that the committee has identified as being important or related to stillbirth and infant death in Dane County. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of really important community-driven recommendations and ideas that come out of FEMR. This includes expanding postpartum Medicaid from 60 days to a year, partnering with community-based doulas and community health workers and reimbursing them for the work that they do in our community, increasing and improving stillbirth surveillance and research, because there's still so much that we don't understand about how to prevent stillbirths, and also increasing and diversifying the perinatal health workforce, especially the mental health workforce. And of course, we're not the only ones that are working in this space. You've already heard from quite a few of them this evening. Public Health is a member of the Dane County Health Council, which is comprised of our local health systems and several community partners. In 2016, the Health Council partnered with the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness to understand the root causes of poor birth outcomes in the Black community, in particular in Wisconsin. And that project brought the voices of folks most impacted by this issue to the table as an active partner in identifying solutions. And there's an initiative that came out of that work called Saving Our Babies. And a big piece that's come out of Saving Our Babies is ConnectRx Wisconsin, which is a care coordination system. Pregnant folks are screened for different challenges like food insecurity and housing instability. And those who screen positive and provide consent are referred to ConnectRx, which is a workforce of community health workers and doulas who can provide support and referrals to folks throughout their pregnancy. And obviously there's still so much work to be done when it comes to fetal and infant mortality prevention. And as I mentioned earlier, data tells us a lot about what's happening in a community, but data also doesn't really tell us the full story of what's going on and why these losses occur. So thank you all so much for being here this evening. I encourage you to continue sharing the stories of your families because that's what's really going to lead to the kind of transformational change that we need to address this very important public health issue. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Next, I'm going to invite Shekinah King to share another selected song for us called Borrowed Angels.
Shine a little brighter. I need a little more. The touch of life and way no one has ever done before. They love a little stronger. They live to give their best. They make our lives so blessed. So why do they go so soon? The ones who so, so beautiful. I heard someone say there must be borrowed angels here in this life. They come along and take this world and make it so bright. Can't stay forever, 'cause they know they're heaven sent. And sometimes heaven needs them back again. They reach a little deeper, they see a little more. Even when they leave, you know you'll never let them go. The world's a little richer, 'cause they came along, and love goes on and on. There must be borrowed angels here in this world. They come along. They can't stay forever, 'cause they're heaven sent. And sometimes heaven needs them back again. There must be borrowed angels here in this world. They come along into this world and make it so bright, but they can't stay forever, 'cause they're heaven sent. And sometimes heaven needs them. Sometimes heaven needs them back again.
Excited that this evening you get to hear from my dear friend Katie and Tim. As they're walking up here, I just want to share a little bit about how I know Katie. I first met Katie more than 16 years ago, probably 17 years ago. It was before I had Quentin, as we were volunteers at a camp for people with disabilities. And her family is dear to my heart. I know many members of her family. And so when Katie's brother Donnie reached out to me to let me know that Katie lost her precious, sweet baby Soph, it was like my sister lost her child. I used to always call Katie my little sis, and I was her big sis at camp. And there's nothing I could really say to, I think, comfort Katie. But there's a weird thing that I felt really good that I went through this before her and knew how to support her. And so, though it was bittersweet that I had my experience, it really helped me to be able to provide support to Katie and her family. And I'm so proud of my little sis and the work that she and her husband are doing, and the board of Siblings Among the Clouds, to focus on such an important aspect of pregnancy and infant loss, our siblings, of these beautiful babies in the clouds. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Katie and Tim.
Man, Kim, I was doing so good. Really short. Good evening, and thank you. Thank you all for being here today. Some of you are lost families yourselves, and some of you are the rocks that keep us lost families going. It's remarkable to be here today, and it feels a little surreal. We would like to share our deepest gratitude to Kim and Corey, Quentin and Christian, who have invited us here today to not only share our story, but to honor our daughter, Sophie Jean. We would like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank Alana Rose for existing in this world. If even for a short time, just look at the impact that she is making. The Club of Bereaved Parenthood is not one that people apply for, ask for, or even want to be a member of. It is thrust upon us and shoved in our faces, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. Being a bereaved parent is not on the bingo card of life. You're supposed to find a partner, fall in love, get married, and have a baby, right? Sure. And I suppose the same person who wrote that rule of life will also tell me that donuts are calorie-free. No one expects to be that family until they are that family.
Picture this, September 8th, 2018, our 1-year wedding anniversary, a day to reminisce on the first year of marriage and look forward to the many years of wedded bliss. Instead, we sat at a large desk, the one you would see in movies, with a fertility doctor who looked us in the eye and told us we had a 10% chance to conceive a biological child. Happy first anniversary to us. 2 rounds of IVF with countless tears, hundreds of medications, and a new skill at administering shots. August of 2019, our 10% chance son, Ryan, was born. Our miracle baby. And we were truly ecstatic to have our family started. Through the pandemic, we bonded with our infant and realized something was missing from our family. Coming from large families ourselves, it was important for us that Ryan has a sibling. With that, Operation Make Ryan a Big Brother started in August of 2021. This time, the odds were not in our favor. 10% turned into 2%. 2 more rounds of IVF with a lot more medication, 2 different fertility clinics, and a lot of discussion around donor eggs. We would not be deterred. Katie got pregnant with her own eggs in March of 2022. Operation Make Ryan a Big Brother was a success. Our missing piece was becoming a reality. The one that would make Katie a girl mom, the one that would be Ryan's baby sister, and the one that I would dress in this suit at a daddy-daughter dance. Our Sophie Jean would be completing our family. Miracles do happen. Remember when I said earlier that we sat at a big desk with our infertility doctor, like one you would see in a movie? Well, this was kind of like a movie. Miracles happen. We beat the odds. We proved the percentages wrong. We were parents. Our family would be complete, like we wanted. Roll credits. Our storybook love story was over. We had no idea that our daughter Sophie would be born at 24 weeks on September 16th of 2022 due to Katie suffering severe preeclampsia. The 2% chance we had to conceive a biological child just turned into a 1% chance that our daughter would come out of the delivery room alive. But we fought, we prayed, and I held my breath at 2:40 a.m. on September 16th for 30 seconds, which felt like an eternity, just so that it would save a little bit of air for her to breathe. The next month was a continuous roller coaster. Each day was a new experience, so much for Katie and I to learn. New medical jargon, what an isolette was, even seeing our daughter fly in a helicopter, and how long of a drive from New Lenox, Illinois to Chicago really is. Not only were we fighting for our daughter's life in the NICU, but we were grieving the normalcy of having Ryan bond with his baby sister. How do you handle the challenges that you face as your child is fighting for their life every second of the day? How do you maintain being a parent to another child or children that just want to see their new baby sister or brother? Ryan at 3 years old could not wait to meet his baby sister. He saw photos, prayed for her each night. Let's be honest. His love for the idea of her really started with our IVF shots and him kissing Katie's belly. Ryan was my assistant. But his real love for his baby sister started when our sweet 3-year-old suggested he wanted to be Woody for Halloween so that Sophie could be Jessie and they could match. Hold on. Ryan wanted to be a lawnmower, so this was a big deal. When Ryan came to the NICU dressed as Woody, he waved and sang to his sister. He told her to come home soon, but little did we know what the next few days would bring. Ryan only met his baby sister for about 15 minutes in her NICU apartment, just 4 days before she died. 15 minutes we wish could be repeated over and over and over again. This is the part of the movie that remains in the director's cut and never part of the feature film. Sophie gained her angel wings October 16th at 2:40 p.m. Ryan was the first person that Katie and I had to tell that Sophie died. We will never forget sitting our 3-year-old down and breaking his heart with the words, "Sophie died." Neither he nor us would understand even the depth of heartbreak until much later. Navigating the days following Sophie's death were challenging for us, but even more so for Ryan. Everything we planned, we took into account. What was best for him? We called her wake a party, and her funeral was a parade. He was very much part of her journey on earth, and then became, and still remains, an even larger part of her life among the clouds.
We looked for any support out there for siblings, but we were disappointed to find that nothing really existed for these innocent and growing children. People would ask me what they could do for me, and all I wanted to scream was, "Help Ryan grieve." Anything to help me explain the unexplainable to my 3-year-old. Anything to help me not break down each time he asked me a question that had no answer. Questions like, why did Sophie have to die? But people couldn't do that for me. I couldn't even do that. It was the new norm that our family was going to have to get used to. Still, to this day, Ryan will lay in bed and ask all of those gut-wrenching questions. When is he gonna die? Can he die soon so he can go visit Sophie? Why do babies die? Why do his friends have little sisters that aren't in the clouds? And the list goes on. It was soon after Sophie's death that Ryan started calling the clouds Sophie. He would tell us that he saw Sophie painting the sunsets in the sky, or that the clouds were saying hello. The sky became such a comfort to us because it was a comfort to him. And thus, the name Siblings Among the Clouds was born. A nonprofit with the mission to raise awareness and provide a community of support and healing to the siblings of pregnancy and infant loss. Tim and I have found so much comfort in attending our monthly support group that we want to have a space for Ryan and other children. Children need to be able to have a safe place to grieve and to be understood. Currently, our nonprofit is providing Build-A-Bears, which is something that started with Ryan's Sophie Bear, who is also attending the kids' party, and grew from there. Ryan wanted to make bears so that other kids who had a baby sibling in heaven could have one too. We have put together support kits at different levels, some with books or crafts, some with a gift card to Build-A-Bear so that the families can make a date out of it for their surviving child or children. Siblings Among the Clouds became an official 501c3 in November of 2024. So we are brand new, but we are inspired by the outpouring success of the Alana Rose Foundation. Our board of directors, many of whom are with us here tonight, have a lengthy wish list and are dedicated to seeing our mission and vision come to life. Currently, we have sponsored just over 30 Build-A-Bears to local hospitals, as well as sibling support kits to several families. Each quarter, we plan to have an in-person event for pregnancy and infant loss families so that our children can lean on one another and realize that they are not alone. Our hospital outreach committee is developing ways that we can support local hospitals and grow our network in the future. Many providers on Sophie's medical team are avid runners, and so our hope is to have an annual family 5K in September and raise funds and also honor Sophie's birthday with the extended family and village she had created throughout her short life. And one day, maybe by Sophie's 5th birthday, Siblings Among the Clouds will have a support group for children experiencing this unspeakable loss. Even as adults, it's hard to put our grief into words. Imagine the processing that these children go through. Ryan speaks about Sophie so often. But his bigger feelings come out in the comfort of her room in our home or while cuddling before bedtime. We wanted to give him the opportunity to share with all of you some of his thoughts about siblings among the clouds, but ultimately knew he would prefer to be in the bounce house and eating pizza at the kids' party. So instead, we put together a video from Ryan and many other surviving siblings. So if you thought Tim's story was hard to hear, you might want to grab your tissues now because we're about to bring the vibe a little bit more down.
Hi, I am Ryan, and this is my baby sister Sophie, and she's in heaven. And if she was here, then we would play in my tractor and take turns, and we would walk my dog. Love you, Sophie. Bye-bye. I love you and I wish you were here to play with me. I pray for Petra, I pray for Patrick, I pray for Mary, I pray for Mary, I pray for Jesus, I pray for Jesus. Hey Natalie and Lilo, I hope you have a great day at heaven, and I hope you have a fun time there. We're sad that you went to heaven. I love you. I play with my baby sister, and we make other bells for the other babies in the clouds. Hi, baby Ellie.
Say I love you.
Love you.
Can you show mommy the Ellie bear? Oh, good girl.
What's that? I see.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say to Ellie? What? Do you want to say I miss you?
Mommy.
Love you, miss you, Alana.
The bear just got it. His fingers are not sharp.
No, they're not sharp.
For him. One for him.
You blowing bubbles for Roman and his friends?
Whoa! Hi, this is Camilla. I'm Sophie's cousin, and this is my little Sophie, and I love her. I made Sophie this Valentine's card. It says, "To Soph from Camilla." Little photos here, it says Happy Valentine's Day. And then on the inside, it says, "Soph, you were strong, but you didn't make it out. And for you and the family, it's hard to stay happy, but your spirit is still alive. in my heart, you will never be gone, and will be my little self. Have a great time in heaven.
Hi, my name is Ian.
Hi, my name is Eric.
And we are Violet's big brothers. Violet, I was looking forward to seeing her, but then sadly she passed away. Ezra, right here, he did not replace Violet, but he still was the rainbow.
Yeah. And Eric, what do you want to say about Violet?
I didn't get to see her, but I hope she looked very pretty
Yeah.
and also beautiful.
And you think about her every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably never gonna forget that.
No, you probably won't.
What would you like to do with your brother if he was here?
I would like to play with my birdhouse with him and play on the playground with him. We miss you, Rory. I wish you were alive. Bye. Love you.
You blow her kiss.
Mwah. For you every day. I love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye. Mwah. Mwah. We wish you were here on Earth with us.
Hi Ben, hi Tia. We miss you with all of our hearts. And if you could be here right now, the world would be so much different. We all love you to the moon and back. This is your little brother Quentin, and he loves you both very, very much. I wish you could be here now, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. Say bye.
Bye. Bye. Mesh.
Wow.
You tickling Minky?
Wow.
Lots of kisses for brother, huh?
in order to extend our support to a wider network of families and to support our desire to grow. We would absolutely love for you to invite your network to follow our social media, spread the word about our organization. This evening has truly been a whirlwind of emotions, as we're wishing nothing more than to have Sophie here with us on earth. As her parents, it's with extreme pride and love that we honor our daughter's existence by keeping her name forever alive. So we are privileged to be here today and excited to continue honoring our children together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, we're getting close. I know we always run over. Those of you who've been here before know we try to end by 8, but we never end by 8 because it's just too much. The next thing on our agenda, we're getting close to the end here, is a really special part of our evening. It's our candlelight moment of remembrance. And this year, we're going to do it slightly different. In past years, for those who've attended in person, we've had candles at the tables. But this year, we have a candle display over against the wall. And so while we're doing the slideshow with all the babies that have been submitted online for our angel display, we invite you, if there's a baby that you want to honor tonight, or babies, to go and light a candle. And Donnie, you want to raise your hand just so everyone knows where they are? So feel free to get up and light a candle or 2 or 3 or however many you want to light to honor your babies here tonight. So we invite you to do that. And I'm going to invite up Shekinah King, who's going to grace us with a really special song. Those of you who have attended or listened to this in the past know about this song, Angel Baby. Shekinah King was a random person I connected to from a recommendation from someone on Facebook at our first annual Butterfly Ball when I was looking for someone to sing live. And they said, you should check out Shekinah King. She's amazing. And I just messaged her. She didn't know who I was. And I'm like, hey, I'm having this fundraiser. I can't pay you. Can you come sing for me? And she's like, sure. And so she's been doing this and more for the last 6 years. And 2 years ago, I was like, you're such a beautiful singer. Like, do you write your own music? Like, do you have your own stuff? And she's like, I do, but I'm kind of shy and I don't really put it out there. And so I challenged her. I'm like, you're going to write a song and my husband, who's a music producer, is going to produce it for you. And we're going to use it to raise money for the foundation. She's like, okay. So she created this incredible song, which is such a gift to us as a family and our foundation, and I think the entire bereaved community. And so she's going to be playing Angel Baby for us while we do our candlelight memorial to honor all the babies that are gone too soon.
Arms ache to hold you. My heart could never know. Imagining what you would have been and how you'd grow. Memories that never existed, and I could have never predicted that your name would be on my heart. Thinking about what you might have been, thinking about what you could have been. All of these questions, I'm wondering why. Forever you're frozen in my mind, my angel baby. You grew under my heart for such a little time, and there you will be. When I think of your joy and sadness, both flow out of me. Sweet child, sweet angel, lovely, I am changed You took a piece of me with you until we meet again. Thinking about what you might have been, thinking about what you could have been. All of these questions, I'm wondering why forever you're frozen in my mind, my angel, baby. You left footprints on my heart, and handprints on my soul. My little baby, and my little love. You left footprints on my heart, and handprints on my soul. My little baby, and my little love. My little love. Thinking about what you might have been, thinking about what you could have been. All of these questions, I'm wondering why forever you're frozen in my mind, trapped in a moment for all time. My angel, baby. My angel, baby. My angel, baby.
If you'd like your baby added to our online angel butterfly display, you can visit our website and complete a short survey to have your baby remembered year-round and at various events that we host throughout the year. Tonight, we also want to take a moment to remember someone really special to the bereaved community. Last year at our 5th annual Butterfly Ball, we were blessed to have two amazing keynote speakers, Danny and Renee, share their story and their journey. Unfortunately, since then and recently, the world lost Renee. So I want to take a moment just to honor and remember in a moment of silence the beautiful life and legacy that our fellow bereaved mother, Renee, leaves behind in her living children as she reunites with her babies in the sky. Please join me in a moment of silence. We are very grateful to Danny for gifting us with some of Renee's artwork and her poetry books. Those items can be found in our silent auction. We encourage you to check it out. One of the amazing items that Renee left this world is a beautiful hand-drawn butterfly in which we're selling prints with a copy of a poem about miscarriage that Renee wrote. All the proceeds from those sales will help support the Alana Rose Foundation. And again, we grieve with Danny and their family as they continue to mourn the loss of Renee. So thank you for taking a moment to honor her life and her legacy. So now's the time where we are going to transition, and this is always like the hardest part of the evening because we're all in our emotions and sad and feeling really just lots of feelings. And we got to kind of close this out somehow. And I remember the first year I did this, I told my husband to close it out, and I told him his job was to go from everyone being sad and crying to let's party, dance, raise lots of money. And he did not do that, by the way. He really failed at that. He said some beautiful things, but that was not what he did. So this is my job today, is to help us just quickly acknowledge all the amazing people that helped make this fantastic night possible and get us transitioned into the party and the celebration piece of the evening, to remember that though we're sad and we miss these babies that are not here today, we honor and celebrate their life, and we come together as a community to raise money to support hope and healing for other families. And so we're so grateful for all of you, first and foremost, for being here today. We want to give some shout outs to the Edgewater Hotel for this beautiful venue. Can we give it up for the staff who've been so accommodating? Thank you so much. To Nothing Bundt Cakes. So if you haven't already snuck your dessert, make sure you grab your dessert. They're back on the table there from Nothing Bundt Cakes. They're generously donated. How many love the cotton candy for those who are in the room? Yes, the adults and kids both enjoyed our cotton candy treats by Lily's Magical Treats. At your table is a treat bag with the world's most amazing, delicious, soft caramels that are handmade by Alana's Aunt Bev. We also have these for sale, so if you're hooked and you want more, they're for sale over at our checkout booth. We want to thank our photographers for the evening, Little Frog Photography, who is also Sophie's uncle and godfather. So thank you to Donnie. As well as Birth and Life Stories with Jess. Thank you both for generously donating your time. We want to thank Dream Day Entertainment, who is still here in the back of the room. Shout out to Brennan back there, who's got a digital photo booth for us. So hit the dance floor, take some goofy pictures, and have some fun. I want to thank my brother, Alana's Uncle Jamie, for helping to create the beautiful photo backdrop that we have for people to take photos. Again, if you didn't get your photo on the backdrop, you can do that after the program as well. We want to thank Alpha Lit Madison for providing these amazing marquee lights that are glowing behind Shekinah King. Shout out to the jazz band and Some Prairie again for their live performance, to the amazing Shekinah King. Give it up for Shekinah one more time in the room. And pretty soon you're going to hear from the one and only DJ Payne One in the back. I see him getting ready. He's been anxiously waiting to drop some beats for us so we can party hard tonight. Shout out to Media 22, which is the one and only Corey Whitmore, my husband, the most amazing rock I could ever imagine, and Alana's daddy. So thank you to Corey. Shout out for Corey. So I haven't been down in the kids' room yet, but we have 50 children in the basement, just so you know. And Beatrix babysitting is providing supervision so that the kids don't bother us or get hurt. So we're so excited to hear all the fun the kids have had downstairs in the kids' party. We want to thank Mr. Fantastics for providing the bounce house that is down there, Metamorphoses Fantasy Makeup, who is transforming all your children into all sorts of amazing things downstairs, Funny Faces for providing our balloons for the evening, Metro Market, who donates our beautiful flowers and our balloons as well. We want to thank Public Health Madison, Dane County for preparing the data slides that were available in our cocktail hour. All of the generous silent auction donors, our ticket sponsors, our bottle pull donors, everyone who purchased items off our Amazon wishes. We could not have this event with all of your support. We are so grateful for that. Shout out to my board of directors. We got a few of you back there. Thank you so much for your support, for all the people who helped on the planning committee and volunteered leading up to and today to make this amazing night possible. And of course, we can't forget all of our amazing sponsors. So shout out to Unity Point Health Meriter, who's our Purple Emperor Butterfly sponsor. We are so grateful for their presence. I always share that whenever I talk about the impact of nurses, in particular as a nurse, the nursing staff at Meriter, I will never forget, ever. I wrote in Alana's obituary that while there was no way to save Alana, the doctors saved Kim's life and the nurses saved her soul. And that was so true. Shout out to all the nurses doing the hard work at the bedside, supporting families who go through the worst days of their life, and you hold them up. So forever grateful to you. Whew. We are so grateful for Unite Wisconsin's Healthy Start program here, also a Purple Emperor Butterfly sponsor. They have an amazing program. They're growing to help support our babies in the community and birthing people. So we thank you for your presence here today. We also thank Centro Hispano, who's here representing and supporting as well as a Queen Butterfly sponsor, Crest Funeral and Cremation Services, Reimagining Full Spectrum Dualist Services. Shout out to you, Michaela's Grace, as well as Alana's grandma and grandpa, Ken and Rose Nelson, for their support as well. We want to thank all our partners who were partner sponsors and had tables in the foyer as you came in, and our Angel Butterfly Memorial sponsors. These are individuals who submitted extra donation to have their sort of babies more memorialized on our website year round. So we have Junior Lee Roney, we have Adanasia Janai, we have Nyla, Noel Locke, Michaela and Chase. We have Fiona, Rosemary, and Alice. We have the one and only Zaire. Of course, we can't forget our Sophie Jean. And last but not least, my sweet baby girl, Alana Rose Whitmore. So we're going to close it out with one last tune to try to transition us into some dancing, and then we'll get this party started. So, Shekinah, we want to finish us off with one more beautiful song. Thank you.
In heaven, is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? Hey, 'cause here on earth I feel like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Tell me Are you doing in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Are there angels out in invention? Tell me you happy, are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth I feel like everything good is missing. Since you left, and here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. No, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
Also, let's give it up for Kim Whitmore and the amazing woman she is, and inspiration to all of us.
Have our give back event, our pop-up event with the Kendra Scott, both in person for those here as well as online. If you make purchases between now and Monday, 20% of all purchases using this give back code will benefit our foundation. And then lastly, it is a fundraising event, so I do have to ask you to donate money. So we thought of a way to do this kind of fun this year and thinking about the $6 difference. So we have a text to give campaign. So if you text Alana Rose to this number here, you can make a one-time or a reoccurring donation. And just to put it in perspective, what $6 can do. There's about 100 people in the room today. If all of you gave $6 right now, we'd raise $600. That's enough to support a family to cover their burial expenses if their baby's cremated. $6. Okay? If all of the people in this room did $6 a month, that's enough to raise $7,200, which would buy a cuddle cot for a hospital to allow parents time to grieve and heal after their baby dies. If everyone in this room gave $6 a week, so a cup of coffee at Starbucks once a week, we'd have over $31,000. Imagine what we could do and how many families we could help. Now, if you're good at math, if we add this to the 1,000 social media followers we have right now, if everyone that follows us on social media gave $6, we'd have a cuddle cot for a hospital. If everyone on social media gave $6 a month, we'd have $72,000 to do a lot of work to help families. And my dream is that everyone that follows us gives $6 a week. Again, a cup of coffee, and I'll have my healing retreat by next year. So $6 difference. We encourage you all to think about what $6 could do. And anyone who signs up today for a recurring amount of $6 or more and makes that $6 donation for at least 6 months is going to get entered into a drawing to win 1 week vacation to your choice of destinations in the US, Mexico, or Caribbean through the donation that my husband and I are making with our travel plan that we have. So my husband and I want to send one of you guys on vacation for a week by donating $6 a month or a week or more. So we encourage you, again, $6 donation difference. This is also in the silent auction, but you can snap a picture if you want to text Alana Rose to the number listed here. And lastly, we want to just invite you all back to join us next year for the 7th annual Butterfly Ball, which will be on Saturday, February 28th in 2026. So save the date on your calendar. And with that, we are ready to get this party started. And again, thank you all for those online for joining us. And a reminder that the silent auction closes at 9 p.m. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate each of you so much.